What is going on, everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day, hump day, good Wednesday. Got a short week for the week as far as trading goes, as we have Good Friday right before Easter this weekend. So futures will be open trading Friday, but other than that, no, there will be no RTH trading, no intraday trading for us. So we get a little bit of a long weekend, and so far not a lot has happened in the market going as the last 2 days. I do apologize for the lack of post over the last 2 days, as I have just been kind of taking like a mental break. I just haven't been there mentally, so had to take a little bit of a mental break. Sometimes you got to take some time to yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Now it is time to review, kind of go over what's been happening early April, kind of a level that we're looking at, key levels in my opinion, and as well as a bunch of other people I know that are looking at these levels. Um, and I'm sure you guys, anybody that watches these videos, are aware of these levels. If not, then you need to be aware of these levels because they are playing a major factor at the moment. They're key levels, and could turn into something in the coming weeks. So let's go ahead and start breaking it down. We're going to break it down from our monthly time frame, look at our weekly time frame, and then look at our daily time frame. I'll first start off with the monthly. We're going to be looking at our monthly balance, or the monthly channel that we are trading inside of. We have a large channel and then a smaller, more consolidated channel or balance. Larger balance, smaller balance. We have a 4 month balance going on month number 5 right now. So at the close of this month, if we're still in this balance, then we'll say a 5 month balance. But we're just chopping back and forth between the 4208.50 level, which was February's high, and then the 3788.50 level, which was December's low. Okay, that is our monthly balance or our trading channel. Last month we got near our balance low and rejected. Kind of got near it and then couldn't take it out, so we came back up as the market got too short. Now the market's getting near this upper level area that I find that needed huge acceptance over, which was this 4141 level back in February. Didn't find acceptance and we rolled over. Same thing here. Last month we got near it and didn't take it out. This month we did take it out, but so far have not found acceptance in there. If I were to draw a big red box right here, right? You would think that this area in between 4141 and 4208.50 was resistance, right? Make that a little bit prettier. I don't like the way that looks. There we go. Okay. You would say that's resistance, right? You would say this area right in here, every time we've come to it so far, has been rejected. We rejected it in December, got near it in January, got in it in February, couldn't take it out, rejected, got near it in March, couldn't get into it. So far in April, we've gotten into it and are currently rejecting. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to roll over and take out the lows, but it is an area for the short term that is becoming an area of resistance. So if you are somebody who's looking to long or buy in this market, you are not buying in this 4141 level to 4208. That's just not happening. The better risk reward is to short here, to sell here. You're risking your risk of 50 points to the upside, and you could possibly reap your rewards down here at 38.38, which is a massive gain if you're a large swing trader. So monthly balance. Let's look at our weekly. Let's see how the weekly looks inside this time frame. The weekly, however, has been a little bit more strong. We are one time frame and up 2 weeks in a row now, so meaning we're taking out previous time frames highs. We were in a 3 week balance, which was just this area, this week, and this week. 3 week balance. We broke out of that balance last week to the upside, had really good extension closing out March. And then coming into April, we've taken out March's high so far, last week's high, continuing to one time frame up. And look at that, right into that area of resistance, that 4141 level to 4208 area so far has not been accepted into. So we're finding a little bit of resistance there. Can we roll over and put this weekly back into a balance? That's a very good possibility. All we need to do is continue to consolidate up here, and then next week take out this week's low, and then you'll put ourselves into a 3-week balance. So say we don't change the range of this week's high and low so far, we close it out just as a doji, then we roll over, and then you include this week, and then you have a 3-week balance, which isn't a bad thing, right? Market needs to consolidate to find more buyers in order for us to move back up, right? Price is advertised, volume, and excuse me, what is it? Price is advertised, and volume and time either accepts or rejects it, right? So we'll either find acceptance up here and then continue to grind up higher as we find more buyers to step into this market, or we'll reject it, roll over, and then find buyers elsewhere. So far, we are rejecting. Now let's look at our daily. Weekly is one time framing up. Potential to come into a 3-week balance coming into next week. But right now, buyers are being favored if they took a long above this weekly high or the balance high at 40.8225. They're in the money pretty good. Now they're probably taking profits here, which is also why you see selling as well as sellers. Now look at these last few wicks here, right? Wick. Did not find acceptance there. Wicking currently could possibly reject again. Just something to be aware of. Now looking at our daily. Daily has pushed up into this area, right? This is our daily time frame, pushed up into this area, and so far we have rejected and come into a now 4-day balance. Was a 3-day balance until today. We are a 4-day balance, right? We were one time framing up, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Nope, 1, 2, 3 days in a row, and then we came into balance once we took out yesterday's low, the previous day's low, and came into a balance, right? But we are rejecting this area of 41.41 to 42.08, 50 so far, and starting to consolidate inside this area. So price is being advertised. Something I mentioned in one of my videos last week was this whole area here, right? You wanted to find acceptance in it, or you wanted to be rejected out of. Now you'll either find acceptance in this previous balance area and then continue to move price up higher, or you'll reject out of it. That is going to be determined by the amount of time we spend up here with no extension to the upside. If we spend a lot of time up here with no extension, buyers will get tired and this market will roll over, back test the 50 and the 20 possibly. That is a good chance. As of right now, the daily is now in a 4-day balance, right? We are in a 4-day balance, just chopping around inside of this balance area, right? We were one time framing up 1, 2, 3 days in a row, kept it going, and then we rolled over, stopped the one time framing up by taking out a previous daily low, and then put ourselves into a balance. Because we took back most of this trend day on yesterday, that is why we included it in today's balance area. Now today we pushed near that balance area low, right? 4100 level was also a key area, but dipped our toe into the lower distribution, and I will show you that on our 30-minute chart intraday. And I actually took a long position against that lower distribution and the 4100 level and made decent profit on that. There were only 2 trades that I took today and ended up 51 points on the day. Of course, trading MES, as I've reduced my size from trading the minis, I just cannot keep taking the losses on the minis. So we've switched to the micros in the meantime while we build the account. So balance, chopping back and forth inside this balance. Continue to expect uncertainty and a lot of indecision inside these areas. So you got to play it tight, play it small, and take profits when it's there. Today provided plenty of opportunity, as well as yesterday. I did well yesterday as well, and then did well today trading. Now tomorrow, I got to keep in mind that just because I've had 2 good days does not mean I will continue. I need to take it one day at a time, take the trades that are there, wait for them to come up to me, be patient, and then continue to execute my plan. Today, I executed my plan perfectly, and that's what I'll show you here in a second. But 3-day balance, 41.6325 balance high, 40.8850 balance low. If we take out this balance low, you will be one time framing down on the daily and potentially backfill. I think we have like a little bit of a gap here from that Thursday or Wednesday, whatever day that was, back on the 30th. I think there was a gap up. I'm not sure if we filled that. I think actually we did fill this one to the tick. Yeah, we filled that one straight to the tick, and then I think this day was a gap. High 87.75, low 88. Yep. So there's a tiny gap here at this 88.50 to 87.75 area. Very tiny, but there is a gap. Maybe we'll take out the balance low, fill that. If we take it out, stretch it by a little bit, we'll stay in balance. But if we take it out, continue down to the downside, back test this 50, potentially get below it. And we do have this gap down here that I'm about to highlight. This gap right in here. That gap has to be filled at some point in time, and just so happens to be right around where the 20 and the 50-day moving average are. Very good possibility we back test those areas before we get a move up. Consolidation is good, but price is being advertised and currently not being accepted. We'll continue to see how this plays out. Now let's go into our 30-minute time frame, and I can break down even further what we did, and then give you guys some destinations as well, as I usually do. So here is our 3-day balance, right? And just highlight this area for you. This is what our 3-day balance looks like as far as our 30-minute chart goes, right? We're just chopping back and forth inside this 3-day balance. Now, this is a 30-minute bar chart, so it does look a little bit different from those that use candles. It's the same thing. Each one is a 30-minute bar or 30-minute candle, however you want to look at it. I use bars because it is easier to spot things like single prints versus candles. So this is our 4-day balance as of right now, right? Balance low, balance high. We're chopping inside of this channel. Found support down here. Found some support in the lower distribution from this area that I'm highlighting right here. Right in here is the lower distribution from last Friday. We dipped our toe into it and found some support. Right? Found some buyers in this area. Some short covering came in. It also happens to be at a very visible and visual area, 4100. Excuse me, my English sometimes is not the best. I struggle. So we dipped our toe into that area and kind of found some support. A bounce came in, and we kind of rallied into the close as short covering and momentum buyer came into the market. We opened up the day inside of the previous day's range. Got the 9Y point of control, which I'll bring up the destinations right now so you can see that. 9Y point of control is right here at 41.2750. All that is a magnet area where the widest point nearest to half back was. Area where a lot of volume was done, essentially, is what it is. So 9Y point of control, you had 9 time frames pass back and forth through this 41.2750 area out of the 13 time frames that you can trade. Traded back and forth through that area, and we came up to it as it was an upside destination. We couldn't take out the day's low initially. We rotated up to it, touched it, and then rejected, as algorithms and short-term traders kind of have this market by the neck, by the hair. As you can see, yesterday we did have a trend day down, double distribution. So this was the upper distribution. This was the lower distribution. Yesterday we did dip our toe into the middle distribution from Friday, this is that lower distribution that I was talking about right here at B's high. So lower distribution was down here, middle, and then this was the upper. And then same thing like yesterday, we have the upper distribution, B's high to B's low, two sets of single prints, and then we have our lower distribution, which is F's low to I's high, lower distribution. Today, we opened up inside of the previous day's lower distribution, got that non-wide point of control, rolled over, took out the previous day's high, or excuse me, previous day's low, and then began to eat away at this trend day from Friday. We had the afternoon pullback low right here that we got to and just ran straight through. We attempted to go trend in C period. Couldn't really hold it, but we did backfill this set of single prints. As like I said, single prints are good to lean on the day of, but the next time you come to those areas, because they act as intraday gaps, you will look to fill those areas with volume and supply or demand. So in this case, you're filling it with supply. So from this 41.10.75 area to 41.07, we filled it in, meaning we filled that intraday gap, got back below, and then dipped our toe into the lower distribution, which started, we also filled the set of single prints in C period. Dipped our toe into that lower distribution. I'm going to keep that 41.04 area highlighted for now. D period opened up, backfilled some of these single prints, and you can kind of sense that the market had gotten a little too short, and we began to rotate up, fill that set of single prints, and we just kind of go out with today's high, today's low, and then I believe a 9-wide point of control. The only two trades I took today were a short against the previous day's low. So we broke the previous day's low, pulled back into it on our 30-minute time frame. We had this half back right around this area. I believe it was a little bit higher at the time. Half back, if you don't know what it is this dashed line. It is the dashed line right here. So half back was just right around 14. We had the 144 simple moving average on the 1 minute chart, which a lot of times, if you don't know what that is, I highly suggest you put it on your chart and just kind of see how often you touch it and either reject it or bounce off of it. It is very visual, and it comes in handy when you pull back into a visual area such as the previous day's low. Now, I had it highlighted as an area of support. We came into it. That area of support turned resistance. That's also another thing. We also had VWAP. RTH VWAP was right around that area as well. So a lot of things lined up for this short. I got in on a good 7 lot. I wanted to take a 10 lot or even more. Had we pushed up, I would have used C period's high at 41.1875 as my out. I was comfortable with taking the short on the push up because sellers had everything in their favor. They had value overlap in the lower. They had taken out the previous day's low. They had the overnight low. They had the initial balance low, and they had the opening in their checklist. So I was very comfortable taking the short here with size. 7 lot is what I got in with. I would have added more had we pushed up. And then I had an average of 13.50. We rolled over, and I got out of my trade around 10. And then I finally took the rest off around 08. I realistically wanted to hold this thing down into the day's low to test it, because a lot of times when you have that push up against the visual area, you will tend to roll over. But I figured why not take profits while it's there and reassess whenever it comes in. Then we pushed down lower in F period. This was the area where the single prints were. I'm going to get rid of that. We pushed into this lower distribution that I'm about to highlight right here, right? Pushed into it and felt like because we couldn't go trend in C period, we filled it later in G and in F period, or excuse me, D and in E period. We rolled over in F, took out today's low. We couldn't really go trend. There wasn't a lot of volume on the push down. So guess what? I entered it long around 4,100. Only a 3 lot. I would have added. I actually thought about adding more right here at 4,100, but I was using 97.50 as my out, which was this B low from that day. So if I go back to my destination, so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. B's low, B period's low right here, 97.50 I was using as my out. So had we pulled back a little bit more and I'd seen like a little bit of a taper in the pace, I might have taken a little bit larger size, but I also was up decent on the day and didn't want to give that away. Felt like a 3 lot was a good size, and we had point and control up here at the time at D's high, which is at 41.1075, and felt like odds were favoring a fade the extreme type of scenario where we set a new low in the day, sellers take their profits and start to buy this market back up, as well as sellers stepping in, getting caught or getting trapped down here. They get trapped, that inventory gets absorbed and then gets redistributed up higher. And that's what I was doing. I was taking those sellers that wanted to sell to me here, taking that inventory and then selling it up higher. And I got my target of 41.1075 later in H period. So I did have to wait about an hour to get that trade off, but it reaped me very good reward, and patience was very, very much needed in this case. On that push down in G period, I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to be able to capture any profit, but I did have my stop loss in right here at 97.50. So had we hit that, it would have triggered and I would have taken a small loss. Could have added size here, but did not. Was comfortable still. This thing rotates up, rejects the lower distribution from Friday, and we rotate back up into the previous day's low. Could you have taken shorts against it? Yeah, you could have. But at the time, market was very choppy, and I had made decent on the day. Went to the gym, and closed out the rest of my day. So with that being said, I know that was a long and lengthy explanation, but that break of the previous day's low right here and then coming back up to it in E period to retest it and turned into an area of resistance, right? A little break and retest that a lot of people know about. Good strategy, a lot of things aligned. That was one of my favorite trades of the day, as well as fading the low down here. So selling when we pushed back up into it, and then buying when we got down here into the lower distribution because we were not finding much acceptance. Price was advertised down here and we did not spend very long. Matter of fact, we didn't close. We closed in that time. We closed just 2 time frames closed in this lower distribution. All the rest of the time frames closed above that distribution. So spent time down here, not a lot. Got rejected, rotated up higher. Could you have shorted once again up here? You could have, because once we pushed in, you could have taken a short against C's high and the previous day's range, low of day, and you would have gotten paid pretty good, here in J period. Same thing in K period, as we did roll over in L to come back to the point of control, and then M period, really nothing you want to do there because it is Mo and you don't know what is possible. But impressive day by the sellers. Held the opening, but did not go trend down. Consolidation towards the end of the day. So let's go over some destinations. I'll mark these destinations for you. I know that's lengthy as all get out, but I do appreciate it if you guys stayed to the end. Hopefully this is a very informative video and you can use some of these strategies yourselves. All right, 27.75 is the day's high. 27.75, 75. Gotta learn how to speak like an auctioneer. All right, high day. 4.5. 23. High of day, mark that. And then we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only 8 wide. Did we not get 9 wide? We did not get 9 wide. You would have got 9 wide here at HSI. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you would have gotten 9 wide had we got to H's high, but we did not. We only end the day 8 wide because you got B, C, E, I, J, K, L, and M. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 time frames that pass back and forth through this 4112. So I will not mark it on my chart, but I will not ignore it when we get to that area. Just like I didn't ignore it on this day because we pushed down into that point of control and then bounced out. It actually was the day's low yesterday. This 7 wide point of control right here, 1525. So algorithms, man, I'm telling you, this is why you got to know where points of controls are. You got to know what single prints are because they fill it to the tick. I mean, same thing today. Our high a day was this point of control at K's high to the tick. 41.2750 was the 9 wide point of control. Today's high was 41.2775, and we didn't push above it. You got to know these things, man. I'm telling you, if you don't have it marked on your charts, you're missing a good opportunity for visual trades, to say the least. All right, 99 is the low of day for 523. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for me. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. If you made it to the end of this video, you are a freaking trooper. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day. Leave a like, subscribe. We'll catch you later.